So you are looking to start motovlogging and you don't know exactly where to begin. Well, welcome to Motovlogging 101.
Nice pants. Nice pants. Nice pants. Those nice pants.
All right, so what is step one? Step one is you have to have the proper equipment, right? I mean, how are you going to motovlog without any kind of equipment? I personally choose the GoPro brand. I'm very happy with how they perform and the type of data that a 1080p video at 60 frames can absorb. So I stick with GoPro. I don't think the camera has too much effect on how you motovlog, but the big thing that you want to pay attention to is probably your audio setup. Okay, you can have the coolest content, you can have a cool video, but if you get a lot of feedback from like a eBay microphone that you paid $3 for, you know, chances are people aren't going to watch your video because it's just nothing but static. And I've had personal experiences like that where I can't even stand to watch my own video because my setup I just wasn't happy with. So if I'm not happy with my setup, I can only imagine that the people that don't even know me and my videos, I can just imagine that they wouldn't be happy with the setup either. So make sure that your audio is up to par, okay? I personally like to shoot in 1080p Super View because I have a chin mounted variant, and I like to shoot at 60 frames a second. Moving at like high speed, I think the higher the frame rate, the better. It's a lot smoother of a video. And if you guys are curious about like what kind of equipment that I personally use, I always leave links in the description to all the stuff that I use, from helmet, jacket, pants, gloves, boots, GoPro, drone, everything. You want to know what I use? Link in the description. So staying on the topic of equipment, I wouldn't exactly categorize this as equipment, but it kind of would be, is you have to have some kind of editing software. Even if you're on a budget and you don't have the money to spend on, you know, Sony Vegas Pro 13 is what I use. A lot of people use Adobe Premiere. Those are the two predominantly popular ones. You know, they do cost some dollars for you, but there are ways around it. You know, you can look up ways to torrent programs and whatnot. Not saying that that's what I did, but there are ways that you can maintain a tight budget and still get a good program to use. So when you're first starting out, you don't need to get extra flashy with your video, you know, adding all sorts of crazy effects to it, and then, you know, end up making it look corny instead of, you know, genuine. All you need to do, the most important reason why you get editing software, is for something that's called the editor's cut. Okay, so I could take, you know, a 3-hour ride, but I'll only use, you know, 10 minutes of footage out of that 180 minutes. So obviously there's not a lot of dialogue or monologue going on in my videos, because I use what's called the editor's cut. I only use portions of a video that I feel worthy of using in a video. You know, a lot of people will say, you know, if you can't afford a video editing program, to just, you know, hold off on making videos for now. I completely disagree. I mean, anything like Windows Movie Maker, anything that where you can actually physically cut portions of the video out and put pieces together, that's all you really need to at least start out. Okay, now the second thing I have for you is more of a recommendation or a suggestion. It's not like a must, but I would establish a schedule. Take, for instance, I upload a video every Monday, so your viewers know when to expect a video. It's not, you know, sporadic, it's consistent. Consistency is a fairly decent factor to rule in when you're motovlogging. The next little tip I've got for you, and it's gonna sound super corny because your mother probably used to tell you this, but be yourself. People will sense right away that you're being fake.
You are fake news.
And your personality, your own individual personality, is the easiest to maintain. Why are you gonna try to be someone else? And while we're on that subject, another big thing to remember is do not compare yourself to bigger YouTubers, bigger vloggers, bigger motovloggers. Chances are they've been doing it for a long time, okay? They have an established audience, and a lot of their viewers are viewers that have been with them since day one. So just remember to do you. Don't think about how many subscribers, how many views, you know, Snowcat and Walterific and 6'4" Honda. Don't worry about how many views and subs they have, you know. You're just starting out and you need to be consistent. You need to be, you know, optimistic, and you can't be discouraged if you don't get 1,000 subscribers in the first year that you're doing this. I mean, as of this video, I've got 140 subscribers and I've been doing it for a year. So this next thing is kind of like on the fence, right? It's not something that I do. I motovlog and I dual vlog kind of as like a hobby. I do it as like entertainment. I don't do it to make money. I don't monetize my videos, which is what we'll get into shortly. I do it to have fun and to share, you know, the funny dialogue that me and my friends may have out on a ride. But if you're in it to, you know, talk about current events, to maybe monetize and make a little money off of it, make sure you do your research. Make sure you know what's trending on YouTube right now. If you want to be relatable, you want to be relevant, do your research, find out what's trending. So back to monetization. This is my recommendation. I'm not telling you to do one thing or the other, but I would highly recommend do not monetize your videos right away. Because when your channel has, you know, under 100,000 views, your audience may come to the conclusion that you are more worried about dollars and cents than to actually making quality content to actually entertain those who are watching your video. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I click on a video from, you know, a fellow motovlogger, it's got like 10 or 15 views, and I gotta sit here through a 30-second ad before I watch it. I'm like, I mean, where's this person's priorities, you know? So if you want to monetize a video, that's completely up to you right away, I would say. I don't monetize mine right now, but I would highly recommend against it. So the next thing, try to avoid mundane and unrelatable topics, okay? I hate to break it to you, and it's really unfortunate to say this, but you are probably the only person, besides maybe your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whoever, that cares about what your boss said to you today.
That would be great. Okay?
Think about what you say and think to yourself, is anybody else gonna care? You know, and I hate to be so blunt about it, but I mean, it's true. You know, I'll watch some vlogs sometimes and be like, I mean, is this going anywhere? You know, what is your point and when are you going to arrive at it? So I should have said this in the very beginning, but I hope it's kind of like common sense, and I don't know why I'm turning left here. There's no cars behind me. Fuck. Well. Alright, so I should have said this in the beginning, and I apologize for not doing so, but it's very important that you guys are ready to motovlog, alright? Physically. You are, you know, experienced enough on your machine to be able to multitask where you don't have 100% of your focus on the road. As silly as it seems, talking to yourself does take a little bit of focus off the road. So you guys have to make sure that you are experienced enough on your machine before doing so. And it's up to you to make that judgment. And I'm not an idiot, right, you guys? Like, I know what you're thinking. Like, this dude, as of putting up this video, he's got 140 subscribers. You know, why should we even listen to him about motovlogging when he doesn't even have 150 subscribers in a year? I get that, all right? But just because I've only been doing this for a year and I don't have 100,000 subscribers in my first year doesn't mean I don't know the mechanics of how to motovlog. All right, like I said, I do this as a hobby. I don't do it as, like, you know, an occupation. I do it for fun, and I just let my subscribers come to me organically. Okay, that's another thing, man. Holy cow, do not do that sub for sub bullshit that I see all the time. Do you understand how bad that is for your channel? You've got maybe you can get 1,000 subscribers, but when you have 50 views on your video because all you did was sub for sub, you know, it hurts your channel more than it helps it. So please, for your own sake, don't do sub for sub. Another big thing that you want to make sure you do is engage. Okay? Engage in the motorcycle community. Somebody comments on your video, be there within 24 hours to reply back to them. Hey, thanks for watching, man. I agree with what you're saying. Or, hey, man, sorry you feel that my video sucks, but thanks for watching anyway. You know? And what's just as bad as sub for sub, don't go on like these big motovloggers videos and just start spamming their comments with your video or your channel. There are better ways to get your sub count and your view count up, and it's not a very effective or efficient way to, you know, increase your numbers. So don't spam big motovloggers comment section. You know, and back to the subject about comparing yourself to bigger motovloggers, and you know how I said to do you, worry about yourself. I want to just hit back on that point, because at some points it's gonna get discouraging. You know, you're getting 30-40 views maybe on your video at first, and it's just not what you expected that you'd be getting, but you got to stick with it. Okay, persistency is key, and don't be afraid to tell people to like and subscribe to you. Okay, you know, the video ends, just throw out a little, hey guys, thanks for watching my video, hit that like, hit that subscribe, show your support and love for the channel. If you have any questions or suggestions to my content, please feel free to send me a message, comment on my videos. I am more than welcoming to any criticism or anything. And I know there's probably hundreds of videos out there on tips for new motovloggers, how to become a motovlogger. So my apologies for yet another one, but thanks for sticking all the way to the end. So go ahead and drop a like on this video if it helped you out at all. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for a new video every Monday. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. I am John.com, and I will catch you next Monday. Later. Ha ha.